Continuing coverage now on skill games in PA. We've been talking about them a lot lately, especially whether or not their operators should have to pay taxes similar to casino slot machines. Now that question is in front of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court today. Dennis Owens has been inside the courtroom all morning. He joins us live now with the latest. Good afternoon, Dennis.
Good afternoon to you, James, just outside the state Supreme Court chamber. Beautiful chamber, by the way. And the question is simple. Are those so-called skill games illegal? Lower courts have ruled they're not illegal because there is a skill component to them. Therefore, they're not slot machines. The Commonwealth in the Supreme Court today argued, oh, yes, they are. They're slot machines. They're the same. The Commonwealth's argument lasted all of a couple of minutes, and then the skill game folks took over. The justices seem to be skeptical of the argument that they're not slot machines. They said, of course it's gambling. If you're putting $5 in hoping to get $10 out, that is certainly a gambling function. And Supreme Court Justice Christine Donahue argued or asked, is it legal to give people the opportunity to gamble outside of the gambling statutes? The attorney for the gaming folks said, look, there's a specific definition for slot machines in the law, and our machines are a little bit different, therefore they are legal. We shall see. The ruling could come in a couple of months, but we caught up with State Representative Russ Diamond right after the testimony.
Either way the court rules, I think it bounces it back to the General Assembly to actually do something, which I'm anxious to do as the minority chairman of the House Gaming Oversight Committee. So I'm anxious to get some rolling on regulation here in Pennsylvania.
A lot of people are anxious right now to know what is going to happen. Of course, these machines have proliferated all across the Commonwealth. The General Assembly in this building trying to tax and regulate them, and trying to do that for years, have been unable to do so. The Supreme Court now, you could say the clock is running now on the legislature to do something, because what happens if they rule they're illegal? There's tens of thousands of them out there. What happens if they rule they're legal? Does that mean then that the legislature couldn't tax and regulate them? So maybe the legislature wants to get in gear and do something ahead of the ruling from the Supreme Court, which could come, I guess, as early as this spring. That's the story from here. James, let's send it back to you.
And Dennis, so is the argument from the skill games people that these shouldn't be taxed at all?
Well, this isn't an issue. The argument here is, are they legal or are they slot machines? And if they're slot machines, that has to be dealt with in casinos and VGT parlors, and you can't just put them willy-nilly. That was the argument here. The taxing and regulating, that's coming, and that's going to be policy from the legislature. Almost everybody in this building agrees they do need to be taxed and regulated. They just haven't been able to agree on all of the details in those. So the Supreme Court, are they legal or aren't they legal? And as I said, that decision could come as soon as the spring.
Gotcha. All right, we'll be waiting again. I mean, these skill games, man, we're talking about them a lot. A lot of people want to get their hands on them. All right, Dennis Owens, live there outside the Supreme Court. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27. We're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the home page, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.